So some people with Parkinson's say that they feel one of the emotions they feel strongly is anger. And anger comes easily to us with neurological issues. And it's because we get what's called like a system overload. So if there's a lot going on, or you're tired and you're trying to take in like information, even something simple like talking to someone on the phone, and they have like a background radio or TV going, and so you're hearing this distortion of noise, and your brain is trying to focus on the what the person is saying, and you get this noise in the background. So that can be like a brain overload, right? So there's a lot of cases where carers and supporters of Parkinson's people have talked about that their partner or spouse lashes out, goes on a rant, and I can say that I have experienced something like that, more of kind of like a rant of like negative thoughts. And the good thing is that if you can recognize that those symptoms are, they're not really you. It's more the neurological side of things that are going on in the brain. So lack of dopamine, your medication may be wearing off before the next dosage. Maybe your medication isn't working to its full potential that day because maybe you're exhausted, overwhelmed, not not feeling well physically, and so the good thing is that, and I've talked about this with other people, is that recognizing, so like if you start on a rant about something, that you can recognize that that's not really what you want to say or how you want to come across. It's just happening, but through talking to other people, I've been able to recognize those signs. And I would say, like, to my hubby after, I'm feeling like that is a system overload, like the brain just takes on too much, and it just goes wow, and then you just start like a rambling, which is kind of comical in a sense, because there are times when with neuro Parkinson's that your speech is slow, or you're finding it hard to find words, which is like something I have today. And so you wonder then, well, how can you actually ramble on? So I think it's on days where, like you're doing okay and your speech is pretty good, but then all of a sudden you just feel like you can't absorb anymore. And spouses, carers, support people, they do understand that we have those issues, but it's not nice for them. And so I think many people with Parkinson's, they're very aware of that, and try really hard to work on not responding, with anger. And there's a difference, yeah, we all feel angry about things, and that's justified, and or upset. And yes, sometimes, we have a rant, it doesn't, just because you have Parkinson's doesn't mean that you're the only people that, that can happen to. It happens to everybody, but I think it's more about bringing the awareness that when that happens, that we have to step back. Like today's card, which I think is really lovely, practice self-soothing. And what I love about it is that it talks about placing your hand gently over your heart and sending yourself unconditional love. So if I feel like I have that overwhelm, or I may be responding in a way that isn't really normal for me, I try and just stop and just take a deep breath. And I like, the thought of putting your hand over your heart, and you can feel the warmth, going through your hand, and just taking those deep breaths in, and that it eases the tension or the frustration, that you feel. So that's just something that has come up lately in my talks with other Parky people. And I thought it was like a good thing to share, to bring that awareness to other people. Also, that you don't feel alone in that, we people understand, but at the same time, we have to be accountable as well for our behavior, and just try and contain those emotions. Yeah, I think that's really important for like our supporters and our carers, our husbands, wives, partners. And so yeah, I hope this tip does help for today.